Hello guys, welcome to exciting recent purchases palette ranking. And I've just realized, and it is logical because here we have a lot of fall makeup palettes. So anyway, these are my recent purchases and we are gonna start from, I would say, the most disappointing palette to my number one at the moment. So all of these palettes have been released throughout the month of August and some of them in the beginning of September. I will link everything down below, and also this look that I created today will be linked down below as well if you want to check the full tutorial. Number 9. So the last palette on my list, for the various reasons, and this was such a easy, unfortunately such an easy choice to make. It is by far Tarte Maneater eyeshadow palette. This is their new nightfall version of the palette. The reason primarily why I bought this palette, because I've heard so many good stuff about last year's Maneater palette that apparently was so good, and I haven't tried that one, but this one retailing for $52, and you get this color story, and I was intrigued. I'm gonna say, I saw this online, I was intrigued. But as soon as I started swatching this palette, I realized it felt like something's off. Some of the eyeshadows were really hard pressed and they didn't swatch well. And I was like, okay, I'll wait until I create a makeup look. At the end, the look that I've created, unfortunately, I decided to do advanced makeup look, which made everything so hard. Somehow I managed to pull that look. I don't know how. I wouldn't suggest this palette if you're a beginner. Well, not even if you're a professional, but you can get some use of it. But you are going to struggle when it comes to blending. At least the shades that I've tried. I tried quite a bit shades. I didn't went into these neutrals, but some of the shades, they were so disappointing. Shade 9 Loves in particular, and then the shade Tease is so hardly pressed. I don't know. In general, I am really confused, thinking, what is going on? What is going on with this formulation? Why is this palette performance literally so bad? Maybe there are a couple of eyeshadows that I haven't tested on my eyes that will work, but if you can only use like 3 or 4 or 5 eyeshadows from this palette, then that's not the point. The point is that you're going to pay $52 for this one, even if it's less, even if it's half of the price. The problem is the formulation of the eyeshadows, the performance is just not working as it should. So that was such a huge disappointment for me. I really had a higher expectations, if anything else. I didn't expect this at all. So yeah, that's the reason why this palette ranks easily lowest out of them all. I'll have to say I love the slim packaging, and I love the idea of this rose gold and then this front of the packaging. I really love that. Oh, and even the color story here, now I just remember, because it's been a while now. It is hard to combine certain color stories because she is divided, I would say, into first 2 and the last 2 rows. But then when you start creating a look, you realize, oh, I'm missing the transition matte of this undertone, or transition shimmer, or whatever, like middle tone shimmer of this formulation. So the color story in here, first when you look at it, you would think you have choices, but at the end of the day, actually you don't. If you're going to create like this blue or green, or even this pinkish purplish tone, you can't. The only thing you can do probably is to play with a couple of neutrals, and that's it. Oh, but I did love big size mirroring here. Yay! Yeah, this one, yeah, I have to say. It is a big palette, so good thing that I incorporated that. Anyways. Joke. Number 8 is Pakrabanes mini palette. I have another one, but it's a different formulation. That's why I'm going to rank that one differently. This has been here for at least 10 days since got in the mail, but I didn't have a chance to film, upload and everything before that. So these 2 colors are supposed to be combination of metallics and shimmers, and this is how they look like. So Pakrabanes recently launched their makeup line, and also they did combine different finishes in these palettes. I didn't know that. I only thought like, oh, we're gonna get like mattes and shimmers, but that's not the case. And these are really creamy. These are so pigmented. But due to the fact that, you know, you only have like, you have to combine multiple palettes to have something to create a certain look. Yeah, I'm ranking this pretty much low, at least these ones. They also have quads, but I didn't pick that one up. But since this has been their first launch, I'm having a big expectations for this brand, you guys. And I haven't filmed a look with this. I did try them off the camera. And I did use them a little bit in my tutorial, but that's about it. But so far, I'll just say that I have bigger expectations for this brand, and I cannot wait to see what are they going to launch next. Let's move on to a number 7, and that is, surprisingly, it is Natasha Deona. This is a mini starlight palette, and I'm ranking this pretty much low just because of the choices that we have in this palette, since we are having only 5 eyeshadows. I'll say I really love this shade Galaxia. The masks did, when I tried it, they did seem a little bit like they are dry, I would say, drier. But yeah, just not a palette that you can get much versatile looks with it. This one cost $27, and yeah, for that price, unless you are into this color story and you think that you will use, I don't know, I'll just say Natasha has way better choices when it comes to her minis. And also, well, in general, I do love her midi-sized palettes, but this is so good to have when you're traveling, and it is like really well protected, and also like the package is so small, so that's what I love. And again, it fits 5 shades, which is really great. Yeah, let me just remind how beautiful. Yeah, really velvety, buttery, smooth. This Galaxia shade is, it's really beautiful. And the only concern is for this palette, how it's going to perform on a deeper skin tones, just because I think this shade, the deepest shade is in here, would pull a little bit more ashy. So this is definitely something that I would recommend if you are having a lighter skin tone, just to have this color opacity. Number 6 is Urban Decay Naked Metal Mania. This is a newest release from Urban Decay, 24 months shelf life, but it cost $59. Wow. I'll say I love this packaging. It's even 3D letters on it, and it has so many glitters. I just wish that they would get rid of the brushes, or if they're including brushes in this palette, please be something that I can use. This is, again, what am I supposed to do with it? This takes, look at it, half of my eye. That's crazy. So if they would remove the brushes and get us a lower price, I would appreciate that, rather than having brush like this. At the end of the day, I'm not a big fan of dualing the brushes. I do love brushes. They're just on the one side, just because of the maintenance, and I'm always keeping my brushes like this in a position like this. So that's one thing that in general I'm not a big fan of. Anyways, color story. Okay, so we have a kind of a mixing here with the formulation, with the color story. I did appreciate this first color, and out of them all, this one right here, I'll say these, when I swatched them, they swatched so beautifully, and these blend so nicely. You can get such a beautiful blend. Not a big fan of this color story, unfortunately. So that's the reason it's the pretty high price for what we're getting here. Out of those 3 shades that I loved, I love this black one, and then the Power Quartz and the double kick shade. Other than that, I don't know, it's just the color story and combination. It's a bit weird. But again, if you're a makeup beginner, I would highly recommend this, so it's easier for you to learn how to blend eyeshadows definitely with this, rather than, for example, something that is like Tarte eyeshadow palette, at least this particular one that we talked about. Number 5 is another product from Pakrabanes, and technically, like, this is one of the other eyeshadows that I took, but I decided to put this in a different category, just because we have 2 different formulations in here. And the reason why this ranks so high, like hello, we have like big eyeshadow palette and here we have like only 2 eyeshadows, is because this exceeded my expectations so high, so beyond what I would ever expected. So this black is actually cream to powder, and this is super pigmented, deep black silvery undertone metallic eyeshadow. And the thing is, I managed to create smoky eye with just these 2 eyeshadows, and they look beautiful. I did add up a little bit a silver eyeshadow too, but something that done with this formulation, I rarely see eyeshadows like this. This is something different, something else. I wish they come out with the bigger pans. They have 2 eyeshadow pans, they have paints, they have a 4-pan eyeshadow palettes, some lipsticks. I don't know everything that they came out with, but the variation was quite decent for the first launch, so that was good. Anyways, like I said before, I am hoping for this brand to launch some more products, and I hope to see eyeshadow palette for them. I would definitely love to test that one out. Move on to number 4. This is technically not just an eyeshadow palette, but it could be eyeshadow palette, like a cool tone neutral eyeshadow palette. This is the Natasha Deona Groundwork palette, and at the moment I'm loving this because it's versatile. I even use one of the eyeshadows just to layer before I layer my shimmers, just to emphasize the light part of my eyeshadow look today. Anyways, I'm just a bit concerned about these pomades. Will they dry out because they're not sealed? They're only covered like this, and I'm always have to be cautious of keep on closing the the palette when I'm working, just because sometimes I'm working here for 3 hours, sometimes 7 hours, and it's just like, you know, it stays open, and then that's the problem. So we have 12 months shelf life on this palette. However, we'll see what's gonna happen within a few months of using this palette when it comes to pomades, when it comes to powders. I'll say this is a really fine palette, and I do really enjoy it. I also use it on my face today. The texture of the product, it is definitely something that is different, that I'm used to. Also, you can get a lot of use out of it, and it's you have multiple choices in just one palette. So that's a big yes for this new launch. Moving on to a top 3, and I'll just say I am enjoying all of these 3 palettes equally, but the reason why they are ranking differently is just a personal preference. They are quality. These are definitely my favorites at the moment. Anyways, we are going to talk now about Mothership 11 Sunlit Seduction, and I've used this palette quite a bit now, and I don't know, this palette just grows on me every time I use it. I'll say I don't have much, like, it didn't happen to use these 2 shades here. I don't know, I just wish we have one more matte in this palette, and this red shade for the 100th times. I don't know, this wasn't supposed to happen in this palette. I wish we have this color in a good quality, because this wasn't good formulation, unfortunately, no matter what you do. So if I'm using that one, I'm just, you know, mixing it with the other special shade. These 2 special shades, however, I'm loving them so much, but it's just that for the price that it is, I think it is a bit overpriced. I know the packaging is heavy, luxurious, it's beautiful, it's well protected, but for that price, it is pricey, and I would suggest to wait until she has a sale for this one, especially because the color story, if you have her last Motherships, this, I know everybody keeps on saying another pink palette, but I'll say she does have a different variations within this palette, and I did quite enjoy it, love it. Formulation is good, and it's Pat McGrath quality. So the only reason why this is not number 1 or number 2 is just because of everything that I've just mentioned, that it's on you know, downside for this palette. Yeah, it is the most pricey palette out of all of these. Then we are having palette, and I thought it's going to be a number 1, but it's not, and it comes only to a personal preference and the color story that the other brand came out with before this, just after I try this one. Natasha Deona, I Need a Nude palette. This is a big hit, I would say, and this is all like a cool tone neutral palette, and I really love that we're having light and depth in here. But the thing is, some of the shimmers I would rather have different undertones, and there's like muted rosy shades. I don't mind them. It's just that I thought originally this is going to be like all neutral browns shades with all the variations of the, you know, special shades and shimmers and everything. She does have these new special shades, which I do love, I do enjoy, and I think everything in general, it is unique. And being Natasha Deona, like, you know what you're paying for, you know, so I'll say this justifies her price. And as usual, in her midi eyeshadow palettes, this is a palette that is be mostly used for a like glamour type of look, or this is super great for the holiday season and everything, even though I think she's coming out now with a new holiday palette. It's been a sneak peek, but I'm not posting anything yet, so, but I'm really excited about it because I even saw some pictures, but I'm still waiting for that one. Talking about Natasha Dona, you can use my code DENONA15 for 15% off her website, which is pretty cool. That anything you want to buy, you can take the money off your purchase. Anyways, number one, I didn't expect this palette to be my number one, but it is mainly because of the color story, and it is Anastasia Beverly Hills Fall Romance palette. Let me explain. I know this is going to be like a huge debate, because some of the people are saying that primarily this is a palette that is like super deep, and how it's going to look like on a fair. Listen, if you are having even the most fair on like skin, this can look amazing depending on how you apply those eyeshadows. You can even have black smoky eye, but you have to be careful about those stuff, you know. But this is good because it will work for a lighter, even for a deeper skin tone. And talking about these two greens, they are different. They may look like quite similar, especially on the pictures, but for $55, everything that we have in here, it's exceeding what you're paying for, you know, everything that we have in here. And the look that I've created is right what I love. And oh, even today I'm wearing this palette on my eyes. Like I'm having 1, 2, 3 eyeshadows on my eye from this palette. There'll be shade Divine, Crimson, and shade Thorns. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I think the price is, I'm shocked this is not much more expensive, but you know, the packaging, some people love it, some don't. I think it looks luxurious. This palette exceeded my expectations. So I literally thought like this is going to be my number one, but this is just a personal preference, you know, and you can get quite a bit different looks with this palette as well. Lighter and darker. The only thing I wish we had like a transition shade that is a bit different than this one. A bit lighter one. Anyways, you guys, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts when it comes to these rankings, and do you have any opinion when it comes to this? Did you have chance to try any of these palettes? Let me know in the comment section down below. And before you leave, make sure to watch this video, and I will see you in my next one. Thank you. Bye.